Without you actually being ready. That's always a good way to start, I think.
Huh? What?
Yeah, we've already started.
There you go.
So we're supposed to have some kind of thing of, what are we calling this thing? We got a visitor.
We have a dog. We have a dog.
Lift your head up, there we go. Lift your head up. There's a doggy, yes. This is Ben. Hello, Ben. You're on.
You're on there. Don't
so what do you think? What do you think of the microphone, Ben? You think it's delicious, right?
Lovely dog.
So what are we calling this? We're calling this the lovely dog.
Lovely dog. Well, the previous one went down a storm.
It did go down a storm. Yeah.
We are actually joined by a dog. He decided he's going to join us.
For some reason, your phone has turned on. I don't know where your buttons are. There we go.
We go.
I'm asking the questions today, apparently.
Uh-oh.
I'm so good with technology.
This is going well.
Ben, how long have you been a dog? You're evading the question, Ben. You're avoiding the question.
Is the answer? Is it the biscuits? No, it's not biscuits.
After last week with Tom asking me a load of questions and me answering pretty much the conversation.
Bye, Ben. Don't lick the microphone.
Last week, I thought this week I'd ask Tom some questions. So, do we have a name for this podcast yet?
Not yet. We'll figure some out at the end, I'm guessing.
And we've gone away from all things like songs or anything. So. Thank God for that. No more singing for me.
No. No more Elvis.
Definitely no more Elvis. You missed my birthday, Mum. You missed my birthday. So, Tom, you're quite a lot of a maker.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to ask this question. What makes a maker a maker?
That's an interesting question. What makes a dog a dog? It's fluffy. What makes a maker a maker? It's a very broad question. It's a very broad answer.
Well, we've got a few minutes.
We've got a few minutes. So the biggest thing I find about being a maker is I'm a maker. I make all sorts of random stuff. My biggest thing about being a maker is I like to learn different things. I am probably quite literally a jack of all trades. I do electronics, woodworking, metalworking if I can get away with it. I'd love to learn to weld. Please, anyone that knows how to weld, please come teach me. But I also do electronics design. I do software. I do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. And I find the thing about being a maker is the biggest thing about it is just wanting to do things. I be creative.
So we got learning.
Yeah.
Inquisitive, creative.
Yeah, learn. Wanting to learn new things, wanting to learn how to improve yourself on things, wanting to learn how to actually just make and build things, and wanting to just build things for the sheer hell of it. I mean, I built a 3D printer because I wanted a 3D printer, and I thought, it's going to be cheaper to make it. It's not cheaper to make it anymore. It's cheaper to buy one these days. But that's because so many people decided to be a maker, figure out how to make them cheaper, and then go on from that. And it's sort of it's being interested in things and just how they go together and what makes them tick. And ones to take things apart and stuff.
I'm going to push a little further along this line.
Okay.
You've been involved in the setting up of 2 different hack spaces.
Yeah.
If you don't know what a hack space is, it's a place where makers get together and make things.
Yeah. The best word for it is.
I would say that quite a lot of hack spaces are formed by people with more, interest in electronics background, but they don't have to be. We're very lucky in this area that we've got 2 hack spaces. Tom has only formulated one of them, but. There's a lot of people who use this term soft and hard making crafts. I don't like that term at all. That this is, I think, another way of trying to differentiate into groups.
Yeah.
Now, when they say soft and hard, hard is somehow technical is hard because and crochet is soft. Now, I personally find it easier to do electronics than I do crochet. I find crochet extremely hard. I'm very bad at it. I'm possibly the only person who's electrocuted themselves with a crochet hook.
That's impressive.
I am impressive that way. I generated enough static from crappy wool to electrocute myself with a crochet hook.
Nylon.
So I don't think that you can use that terminology. I don't think you can use soft and hard in that way, especially when I've seen some of the outfits and the designs I've seen done with what are traditionally called soft crafts are actually no way soft and in no way less technical.
Yeah, so crafts. I think with the hard and soft, I honestly having helped start 2 medical spaces, I've not come across those terms used in that way. I mean, I first thought hard and soft meant like hard as in physical, like including crochet, stitching, everything, carpentry,
you'd think that
and
along
soft
those
being
lines.
digital. But
Yeah, no, they tend to reverse the way
okay.
that you're thinking about it, because you're going
Okay.
soft software, which
Yeah.
is where we would both go.
Yeah.
But I've seen them used to indicate soft craft to indicate the things such as art, drawing, crochet, non-technical or
Yeah.
non-scientific based or non-electrical hardware.
Non-scientific. No, there's a lot of maths in crochet.
Indeed.
There really is.
And this
and
is the
knitting.
no, I tend to find the people who use those terms are people who don't do what they call the soft crafts. They,
Yeah.
they consider themselves a hard craft.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure how prevalent it is. So
I've not come across it as often, but again, I can
it's
see
not
it
one that
being
we
a
use
thing.
in our hackers, so
no,
it's
we
not.
don't have it.
I came across it in a conversation, and
Right.
I found it interesting, so therefore I thought I'd ask you, because I'm a sort of Junie maker, as in I helped to set up a hackspace, but I'm much of it's because I'm enthusiastic about the area. So I'm going to move on from that. So the basic thing here is that we don't know enough. Maybe we'll actually try to find a couple of links and pop those in.
And now I have to unlock my phone.
There we go. So I want to continue on talking about makers and makerspaces.
Okay.
So you set up your own hack space. You set up 2 hack spaces with people. You're constantly there to give help, and that's the whole idea that makers tend to help each other then.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, one of the big things about a makerspace or hackerspace or whatever the hell thing, community workshop, whatever. The biggest thing is Fab Lab. Fab Labs are one of the commercial types of these. It's helping other people. Helping other people to figure it out, not doing it for them. Not like a consultant or someone or a craft person that will say, I want a bookshelf, and they'll go, okay, how big would you like it? And they go off and build it. No, it's okay, what do you want to build it out of? What do you want to build it out of?
It's not just learning the skills, though, is it? Yeah, because you've got that. The equipment is often a lot more than what you find in a normal person's house. Most people don't have a pillar drill or a drop saw or an A3 laser cutter.
Yeah, having access to the tools as well. So yeah, example, laser cutters, CNC machines, chop saws, hand tools. I live in a terraced house with no garden or shed. I cannot fit any major tools in my house, and my landlord would probably not be very happy with me if I started, doing that sort of machine work in there. I'd make a bit of a mess. But
it's when you drill holes into the floor to make sure that the drill doesn't go anywhere that he really get upset.
And then it falls through the floor, because it's that bad ideas. But having access to the tools and being able to get also affording better tools. So, for example, being able to afford a laser cutter is. You can get a cheap one from China for 300 quid ish, but then you got to know how. That's assuming you know how to do everything.
Whereas the one in our hack space costs closer to £5,000.
Yeah, and is a lot easier to use, and bigger and more reliable.
So we're moving into the benefits of the makerspaces, the tools, the people, the expertise, the fact that people often bend out of their way to give you 5 or 6 different examples.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of the time that we had an artist come into our makerspace who actually he had an idea for doing something, and I think within 15 minutes we'd given him 20 different ideas, going from the very, very simple to the extraordinary. Including doing things they'd never thought of before. He had some wonderful, beautiful designs he'd made that he wanted to light up. In the end, he went with my simple design of just stick 2 wires around an LED.
2 wires, yeah. So the other thing is a makerspace is very cross-disciplinary. So, my primary thing is a software developer, but I did electronic engineering. So that's my bit, but...
I like the term cross-disciplinary.
Yeah, and, we've got very a large number of people that do... what previously said soft crafts of crochet, sewing, knitting, those sort of things. But I can learn how to do those and use them for another project. So, for example, I learned, or I need to learn how to fix my old pair of jeans because I don't know how to use a sewing machine. I'd love to use a sewing machine because then I can sew LEDs to everything and it'd be really cool. And I've seen really rather pretty, stupidly crazy shirts. I want the there is a hoodie, and I'll have to see if I can get a link into the description of a friend of mine with RGB LEDs in 3D printed fins, making himself a dinosaur.
Oh,
glowing dinosaur hoodie. Yes, please. But it's the ability to just instead of just like as I say, I could do electronics and stuff. being able to just bounce ideas off people who have got expertises in other places, and get a better idea,
And you've also got that thing of you may not have the specific skills. So I don't have the software development skills, but if I wanted to actually make something in a jacket that was all LEDs and then have somebody help me with the software to program the module that controls it,
Yeah.
I can find that in a makerspace. And I'm not paying this person, I'm paying them in kind in the fact of I'm sharing my expertise with them.
Yeah.
And that's what they do at makerspaces. People just hook in together and share their expertise and their knowledge.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes you're actually more keen on finishing other people's projects than your own.
And it's gone to sleep again. It's I mean, there is the big problem I've found a lot because of just wearing yourself out with this, but it is also very, very rewarding seeing someone who's come in as a new person and doesn't know anything about anything they wanted to do. So they come in and they want to make, say, they want to make a torch that flashes. You can go out and buy one, but you can make one that makes whatever you want to yourself. And they come in and they don't know what to start with. And so, it's very satisfying seeing someone that comes in for that, gets a bit of help with you, and then in 3 or 4 months' time when you see them again, if they've disappeared or if they've come back, and they've just gone off on one and done really amazing things. It's very rewarding as well, just feeling that pride. It's gaining pride as well of seeing that happen. And also, I mean, it's also making friends and contacts that may help you later on.
So you mentioned being very tiring is one of the slight downsides. What are some of the other disadvantages of a makerspace? I mean, let's warn people of the whole thing that we're getting into here.
So it's the same as with any major community group. There will always be friction. The two people will end up arguing over something, and this is either an actual confrontation, or one thing that's well known in a lot of software bits, but elsewhere, is bike shedding. What colour shall we paint the bike shed? I want pink. I want polka dot. Yeah, you end up with a lot of that's a nice bike shedding is nice. I don't mind bike shedding. It's annoying, but it's nice. Then you get the people that say, no, you've got to do it this way. It's got to be done their particular way, and that gets frustrating, and it can, and also people that are always very, it must be done this way, and very loud, very vocal about it, will drive people away. And it's a big danger of this is if you have strong personalities, as with everything, generally can cause more issues than they bring. This is
so there's a balance going on.
Yeah.
Between too many people, too much bike shedding. Too few people, you get almost a dictatorship or a core. We will do it this way, and we've always done it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a delicate juggling act that you get in any community, in any sort of almost family grouping. So we're going to move on from that, and thank you for that, because that's a difficult subject to discuss and broach.
It is a bit.
Who is your favourite maker?
Oh God. That's a long list. I mean, one of the ones that's very, very top at the top is Limo Fried of Adafruit Industries. She's a massive role model to me for how she's managed to go from I think it was her and a couple of other people in a basement to what is now
she's
international
a very shrewd business person.
Oh, she's brilliant in that. I mean,
I mean, just the whole YouTube output is fantastic.
Yeah, all the bits,
Adafruit are worth watching.
Yeah, all the little bits and pieces and kits that come out of it. A lot of them designed by her still, because she makes sure she keeps her fingers in all of it all the way through. It's just it's great being able to look up at people like that and see what they've managed to do. I mean, then there's also unfortunately forgotten the guy's name, but he's one of the creators of SparkFun. Another big maker. I mean, they're a lot more business orientated than Adafruit was in the beginning, and it's a bit. There's a lot of obvious. They've made decisions to keep the business going, but they're still a fairly open. I think most of their projects, most of their designs are fully open source once they've released them. But it's fair, and they still give back to the community, and they have a lot of random sponsored days and do really cool events over in America. I mean, there's probably a couple of others that I'm just forgetting because I follow a lot of makers. DiResta, Jimmy DiResta. just the way been a lot of stuff I've watched from him as well recently.
And there's Thomas who does the 3D printing.
Thomas Landauer. Yeah, a lot of the YouTube community of makers are great to follow and see what they're doing and learn more from them. I mean, I've forgotten the name of the one I was watching recently. He's a metal worker.
We can drop these links in.
Yeah, I'll find my subscription list, which is about 300 channels long, and this on YouTube alone, and put some links in. There's a lot of things to watch.
So I have a final question for you.
Okay.
What is your favourite thing that you've made? Not the best, your favourite.
Favorite? Oh dear. A mess. I'm good at that. Favorite thing I've made. I actually don't know.
Your 3D printer is cool.
My 3D printer is probably the one I'm most proud and frustrated by at the same time, because it took 4 years to build. It got finished. It's still working. It's now working again.
And the Magic 8 Ball.
I think probably the Magic 8 Ball is probably, actually thinking about it, one of my proudest ones, because it's such a simple thing. It's a Magic 8 Ball. But it's not this big. It's this big. It is half a metre across,
like a
solid beach ball. And I think that's been to more maker fairs and making festivals and conferences than I have.
And it's an electronic Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah, so one day I will eventually make the next generation of it, which is the Magic 8 Ball. And it's going to be out this big and spiky. And it maybe one day I will.
So maybe we'll feature the Magic 8 Ball at some point.
Give me a couple of years.
Lift it open, it says, "No, you're crap."
Yeah.
Ask you any question. What question do you have for your Magic 8 Ball?
I don't know, but it's going to say "die in a fire."
No, you're shit at this. Okay, so you now get to put us onto the random question. We always finish with a random question. We haven't got a name for this at all. The Magic 8 Ball.
The Magic 8 Ball.
You're shit at this. I can't do that because, otherwise Bitly and Twitter could have randomly blocked us. They didn't like the cat butt.
Yeah.
Butt cat.
I
don't know. Twitter, what is it about butt cat? You allow extreme hate from people, but not butt cat.
Yeah, and there was
Butt
literally
cat
a
is
cat
with
here
butt.
with its butt in the picture.
Yeah. Maybe because the cat actually had its butt in the picture, maybe they thought there was some kind of Rule 34 thing going on in this podcast. Oh.
Too late. So, I think, yeah. Are we living in a computer simulation?
God, yes.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, pretty much. As much as you could call it, if you've got a good enough simulation, it would probably look like the universe.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Once you get to a certain point, it would be.
We're certainly getting
able
computing down to the quantum level in terms of programming.
Yeah.
We're getting manipulation of matter down to the quantum level in terms of the recent science stuff that's been done in China. So we're manipulating elements of matter, but very, very, very small elements, more elements of energy, and applying quantum proposals to them. At which point you've got to think that could be a computer controlling a universe or simulating a universe. So yeah, we could be.
We could be. In fact, I think actually we are.
I'm not sure it'd make a difference if we were.
No, I actually have a proposal for this of we are, because what is our brain but an organic computer? All of our sensory inputs are delayed. So every single thing we see and feel has happened.
Well, it's much more complex than that. Probably one for a later podcast. But yeah, your eyes interpret light, but light travels faster than sound. So yeah, the sound and the light come to your brain at the same time.
Yeah.
You're looking at me on this. Hello, you're hearing me at the same time. That's actually impossible.
Yeah.
So one of them's been delayed, and actually it's your vision now. Your ears do process faster, but nowhere near as fast as the light travels to your eyes.
Yeah.
But because your brain has to do that whole thing of two separate pictures upside down that it flips.
Yeah. Which is why.
But you've got all the whole thing of the motion as well, all interacting. And if I was touching you while I'm talking to you and you're listening to this, all of those things would happen at the same time, except they don't. So you live in the past constantly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you are in it. Your brain is simulating the world around you.
Reality. It simulates the world around it. Yeah. It interprets it. Not only that, we have this shared understanding of the world. And a shared understanding of the world, that would surely mean that that's a program that we're living by.
Yes.
Because it's a shared understanding, so therefore it's a series of steps that we're all following and obeying.
Yeah, I mean,
we all agree that's a table and that's a TV screen, and
naming of things. I mean,
we all agree that.
So, yeah. I mean, the good example is your red, my red.
Well, indeed, no, but yes. Because we have this shared program that we agree to the principles of, and we agree to the understanding of, and the language that we agree to the understanding of. So therefore, we're following a script.
I mean, I can fairly honestly say that my red is not his red because he actually knows what red is.
Yeah. I mean, we're oversimplifying a little here. We all know what pink is. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's not the colour of that thing over there.
That's not pink. That's blancmange. So. Yes, we're definitely living in a computer simulation, or we're living in some kind of simulation. Whether that's an organic simulation or a non-organic is fairly irrelevant at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure where we can actually go with the term of relevance of organic and inorganic, because as our core components, we're all inorganic. We're made up of chemicals. We're made up of things that are inorganic. People who say they don't take chemicals in their body, what, did you stop breathing now?
Yeah.
Did somehow everything you put in your mouth not get made up of inorganic chemicals at some point? Can it not be broken down into? Well, yes, it can. They're all compounds.
Yeah, I mean.
So we're in fact being fed by fuel, which is all inorganic compounds at some base level, run into a script inside a simulation that we create. We're damn well inside that construct, yeah.
Yep.
So that answers it. Yeah. Well, there we go. That got very complex very, very quickly. We could expand on that, but that would take too long. What are we calling this one? Spiky hate ball.
Spiky hate ball.
Spiky hate ball. This has been a short episode. It's been a fun episode. Thank you, Tom. We're going to drop a lot of links in. What I did last week on the links is I made them appear on the screen. Hopefully that worked. I don't know. I didn't
probably one
here. I didn't watch it.
And one here.
And one going along there. One going up and down. No, the up and down. That would just be stupid.
We'll just put one over your face. It'll be fine.
One over my face, and that would be fine. Should there one over my face?
Just
numeral one. I'm holding up the numeral one that I'm going to not edit in later. Just imagine it. Now, the script is I've got a number one that I'm rotating. Okay, we're done. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, no. Yeah, go to our website. Up there, go to the website, send us some questions. We'd love to hear your questions. We'll answer your questions. Also, click subscribe, because subscribers means power.
Did you miss a P off the links?
What you can see there is a P.
Yeah, so there's a P at the end. Tyaup. Guess who forgot to double check the links? They're not going to be able to see that, it's very small. If you go through to the window, I will laugh.
There's a P there. You can't see it.
Yeah.
Well, that was useless. Should have got a Sharpie. And next week, aside from the fact that Tom's face is missing, we'll have a P. Yay! But yes, please hit subscribe, because subscribers means power. Power, infinite power.
And also you get notified when we've done something stupid again.
And share and all the other things that you
share, like, subscribe, those things.
And we'll be here talking some kind of insane nonsense, I think, next time.
Yeah.
Really?
If you want to put in a question for us to answer, go to the website with the correct link, not the one that's there, but with a P on the end.
The other one's got a P on the end.
Oh, it's got a P on the end. I can't see it on the screen. Go there and add us and ask us some questions, and we will answer them. We've had a couple of submissions. We're still reading through a load of the back catalogue of data for one of them.
We have to read. We have to read the data. So thanks, Dr. Nick.
Thank you.
We have to now read the data.
Yeah, and so, and also catch us on Twitter. Our Twitter handles are around somewhere. They're probably in the description, and you can ask us a question on there, and we'll put those in as well. So yeah, bye.